doing? How you feeling? I just wanna roll with you for a minute. Let's just talk about your vibe and how you living. Turn it up, I know you chasing after millions. Want a bad bitch with a good vibe. Rounding now, I'm chasing after her alive.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Rose Gold Nursing channel. It's your girl Mary Rosa, and we are back with another video. In today's video, I have some information, some gems that I kind of want to drop for you guys. I went and got me a coffee because we're gonna be chatting. Okay, I got the sea salt caramel from Scooters. I have not been to Scooters since I lived in Arkansas, so I just was like, let's try Scooters today. I actually was so addicted to Scooters, it was crazy. So I want to see if the Scooters out here is just as good as it was when I was in Arkansas. It's okay. I told her to make it kind of sweet. The lady didn't do that. Why did I only get one? I also ordered the sea salt caramel cake. It actually looks really good, y'all. Like, it's got like the little caramel toffee thingies. It's really not that bad. I just made a face because it was like the salt and the caramel was just very overpowering for my taste buds and I couldn't process it. But this is low-key good. There's like caramel in the middle. I don't know, it's really good. My coffee tastes like straight water coffee. Like there's no flavor. That I'm upset about. Okay, y'all, let's get straight to business because I know why y'all are here and I want to give y'all the information that y'all need because that's why y'all are here, right? Okay, we are here to chit chat about the 10 well-paying specialties for LPNs. I basically use ChatGPT for all my research. A lot of this stuff we're going to chat about, but it's kind of like self-explanatory because there's really not much that LPNs can do. I mean, we can do some things, but it's not a lot because we're working underneath the RN, and the RN is basically delegating tasks to us. You know, we may work next to a physician, but you know, we have to stay within our scope of practice. I am going to say a disclaimer at the beginning of this video, and then I'm going to also add some more disclaimers. Disclaimer, this is what I gathered with my research. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna say is every state's scope of practice for LPN is different. Every state's scope of practice for LPN is different. I'm gonna say it one more time. Every state's scope of practice for LPN is different. Okay, so this stuff is just like broad information, very broad, just very broad. Y'all, sorry if y'all can hear Nacho crying. He is currently outside my door because if I let him in here, he's gonna want to do too much and I don't have time for the too much. Not only did I put down the 10 well-paying specialties for LPNs, I also put down about how much they get paid. The lowest paying, which would be like if you're fresh out of nursing school, that would be the lowest paying. And then I did the highest amount you can make, which is like, you know, you have a years of experience behind you. And then I done like the average, the baseline of what most people are making in that specialty. Another disclaimer, y'all, this is just an estimate. This is also before taxes are getting taken out, and like I said prior, every state is different, y'all. I'm gonna say it again, every state is different. That includes your pay for that state, and that also includes your scope of practice. Every state is going to be different. You can probably do more in one state and get paid more, and do less in one state and get paid less. You can also probably do more in one state and get paid less, and do less in one state and get paid more. Another thing that you guys also want to think about as well when I start to talk about this information is the cost of living in your area. Yes, this money may sound very good. It may sound like a lot of money, especially to people that have never touched money like this before, because y'all, when I first started making my nurse money, I had never touched money like that before, so I thought I was rich. Then I started paying bills. Then I realized that we need to figure out a side hustle. So first on my list is home health nursing. A home health nurse is basically a nurse that provides nursing care within someone's house, within someone's home. So when you're doing home health nursing, you're really taking care of somebody that has more of like an acute disease, something that's like temporarily wrong with them, because you guys know we have our chronic illnesses and our acute illnesses. Acute illnesses is something that's short term, and your chronic illness is something that's long term. One of the ways ways that I was able to remember the difference between the two is acute, like girl, you're only cute for a short period of time. Like, you know, you get dressed up, you get cute to go out, whatever, and then you come back home and, you know, you got to take that off, get in the shower, put your pajamas on, whatever. Chronic is just the opposite, long term. Acute, chronic. That's how I was able to remember them. So basically what home health is, you're basically providing one-on-one care in a person's home. This is more so, like I said, if they have an acute situation. Most of the time patients do home health because they don't want to go to a skilled facility, because they would rather get that short period of care in the comfort of their own home instead of going to a nursing home for a short period of time and having to adapt or adjust to the facility. The main thing an LPN would be doing in home health is making sure their medications is set up for the week. They'll probably be doing like wound care or treatments on the person, whatever assistance they may need around the house, helping with showers, baths, or anything of that nature. That's what you're doing in home health. You are working underneath the RN because, like I said, there's only so much an LPN can do. The next one on my list is private duty nursing, and I put this one underneath home health because they're typically the same thing. The only difference between private duty nursing and home health is home health, their insurance is paying for it. Medicaid, Medicare, or whatever kind of insurance they have is paying for their home health services. Private duty nursing is coming out of that family or that patient's pocket themselves. Like, they are self-paying. It's basically the same thing. You're providing one-on-one care to the patient. You're coming in their house or their home, making sure that their medications is set up. If they have any wound treatments or dressings that need to be done, you're cleaning those wounds and the dressings. Another thing that's different with private duty nursing and home health is private duty nursing, the patient is more chronically ill. Like, they either have cancer, they're on dialysis, like they have more so of a chronic illness. Some nurses do private duty nursing as a business. Like, they create their own private duty nursing company. They might have 1 or 2 patients that they take care of, and that's how they make their money. It's pretty much the same as home health. You're gonna get their medications ready for the week. You're gonna assist with their ADLs, which is your activities of daily living, bathing, brushing their teeth, getting them ready. Another thing that's different between home health and private duty nursing is your time frame with the patient. Like, with home health, you'll probably come see them maybe once or twice a week, make sure their meds are good and they're straight. With private duty nursing, if the family or the patient's like, hey, I need consistent one-on-one care, I can get you a spare bedroom, you're just like doing around the clock care, because like I said, the family or the patient is paying for these services out of pocket. So you guys can come up to whatever type of agreement you guys want to come up with. This is the third job that pays very well for LPNs specialty wise, and that is hospice nursing. So hospice nursing is basically where the patient is like at the end of their life. They have a chronic illness, and the chronic illness is like starting to take over to where the patient is at their wits end and they're about to go meet Jesus. That's like the nicest way I can say it. You're basically providing comfort care to the patient. Like, there's really not much you can do for the patient. They're probably at the point to where they're not eating anymore, they're not drinking anymore, they're definitely not wanting to take their meds. So you're just there to provide comfort to the patient and their family in the patient's last days. Yeah, the patient can either be in a nursing home, a facility, or at home, or possibly in the hospital. When I worked at the nursing homes and stuff like that, when a patient was on hospice, a hospice nurse would come look at them maybe once a week, possibly do vitals, and like the nurse would just give them updates. The patient has been complaining of pain more frequently, and I've seen a lot of morphine and Ativan be ordered for patients that are on hospice. The hospice nurse will basically just give you orders on how often you're supposed to give it to them. You just don't want them to be in pain when they go. You want them to be at peace when they go. A good thing about being in the nursing home when someone's on hospice is the nurse in the facility does not have to worry about anything. If the patient passes away during your shift, you'll basically call hospice. You'll be like, hey, you know, they've passed away. The places that I've worked at, the states that I've worked at, you cannot declare them as being deceased. So you'll just call hospice. The hospice nurse will come out, do her assessment, and then they'll call the funeral homes, they'll call family. They'll basically get everything situated. There's nothing that the nurse on duty would have to do on her end. The pay for home health and hospice nurses are really good. I'm talking really, really good. I'm gonna tell you how good it is here in a minute, but It's good. Number 4 on my list is skilled nursing. Y'all, we could talk about skilled nursing all day because I did it. Skilled nursing is basically you providing care in a nursing home. Skilled nursing is more so temporary. And when I say temporary, that's like basically what I was saying earlier. Like if somebody has like an acute illness and they just need to go to the nursing home for about a week or 2 just to get rehab, physical therapy, occupational therapy, which is what we call PT and OT. They will receive that for however long their insurance will pay for it. Probably 30 days, 60 days. It all depends on insurance. We're just there to give them their medicine, make sure they're going to therapy. We're just keeping an eye on them until it's time for them to go back home. You also might have to do like their dressing changes, wound care while they're in a skilled facility. And like I said, a lot of this stuff ties in together because as an LPN, like I said, there's only so much we can do. So a lot of the stuff is wound care, treatments, medication. Our assessment is never the initial assessment. The RN has always had to do the initial assessment. I don't know how it works in y'all state. I don't know, but I can only talk about where I've worked at, and RNs can only do the initial assessment. Skilled nursing also favors more so towards the geriatric population. A lot of the nursing homes that I've worked at, they'll have like your permanent population on one side, and then they'll have your skilled population on one side. For example, if a lady had hip surgery and she was like 76 years old and she was living at home and she's, you know, here receiving skilled services, a lot of times family will be like, hey, you know, mom, grandma, whatever is doing good while she's here, and we just don't want her to have another slip and fall accident, so we would like to make her a permanent resident of you guys' facility. So a lot of people will go from like skilled services and end up being a long-term patient. I have seen that happen. Number 5 on my list, correctional nursing. I know we talked about this in my Q&A video. Correctional nursing is basically where you are either working in a prison, a juvenile detention center, a jail. You're taking care of people that are incarcerated. You have to have a very stern personality. You're working in a very high-risk environment. I did have a cousin that worked in correctionals as a nurse, and she didn't stay for long. And also what I have heard from other nurses is like, you cannot take your cell phone into work. You can't take anything into work with you that could be considered contraband. Obviously you're locked down with the inmates. When I done my research, it says that you have to respond to critical events. So I guess if there's like a fight that breaks out and somebody ends up like busting their lip open, or, you know, getting a concussion or getting knocked out really bad, you will have to go on the scene. Another thing that I was told too is that you go by your last name strictly. They cannot know much about you. The more they know about you, the more at risk you could put yourself in. Hey, I don't know. Like I said, my personality does not fit that. That's not for me. So I'm not with it. I don't care how good the pay is. I just can't do it. Another one that I seen while I was doing my research for you guys, so y'all wouldn't have to, is a thing called pain management nursing. I was not familiar with that. I knew of pain clinics, but I don't know why I didn't think of that as being like a specialty. Basically, what I've seen with my research is a pain management nurse is somebody that works at a pain clinic, and you're basically just assessing them to see how their pain is. You want to know the frequency of their pain, the intensity of their pain, the type of pain, the location of their pain. I guess you're also supposed to see if the pain medication that they've been on is helping. Do you need to like relay the message to the doctor or the RN that, hey, what they're on is not helping them, they might need a stronger dose, whatever the case may be. I don't know. There's really not much LPNs can do because we get delegated tasks. I know these job descriptions are kind of vague. The next option on my list is option number 7, which is a wound care nurse. And a wound care nurse is basically somebody that does wounds. I know wound care nurses can do home health, definitely can work in skilled or rehab facilities because, you know, patients can get a skin tear or a pressure sore, which we don't want no pressure sores. But the wound care nurse is in charge of like coming up with a plan to make sure their skin is getting taken care of, and they go around and they just make sure that everybody looks good. They check for wounds. It's good for them to do skin audits on the patient, basically where they just assess the skin, make sure there's nothing wrong with their skin. Especially in long-term care facilities, you will see some of the wound care nurses doing skin assessments every so often to make sure nothing new has formed. That's why I say a lot of this stuff ties in together. This is kind of like what LPNs do, because with home health, private duty nursing, skilled nursing, correctional nursing, all that stuff, like you might have to dress wounds. I've had to do wound care a few times in my life. So number 8 on my list is dialysis nurse. This is something that I'm starting to hear more frequently, honestly. So from my research, a dialysis nurse is basically someone that is taking care of a patient with chronic kidney disease or kidney failure. Dialysis is a medical procedure that removes the waste and toxins from the kidneys because the kidneys are no longer able to do it on their own. They need a little extra help getting that waste out of them, and that's what dialysis is. What I've seen in my research from ChatGPT is that a LPN basically sets the equipment up for the patient. You also get vitals on the patient while they're actively getting their dialysis. I don't know if the RN has to come and like hook them up to the dialysis equipment. I don't know if the LPN is able to hook them up to the dialysis equipment. That I'm not 100% sure, because this is kind of out of my comfort zone. This is out of my league. But it did say LPNs do set the equipment up prior to the procedure. So number 9 on my list is pediatric nursing, and that's basically where you're taking care of infants, children, adolescents, teenagers. I guess from like 0 to 17, you're taking care of these children. You can be in the hospital, in clinics. You're pretty much doing the same thing that you would do for an adult, but you're doing it for the little people. And I feel like you have to have like a good outgoing personality, a good trusting personality, especially dealing with the younger side. I found this one very interesting because I did not know this was a thing, honestly, but I guess with the way society and culture is moving, it is very like a thing now. But number 10 is telehealth nursing. Telehealth nursing is basically like a doctor's appointment at home. When I done my research, the nurse is supposed to gather important information on the patient before the doctor gets on the telehealth visit. And I really can't speak too much on this because this is fairly new to me. But telehealth is something that we are using actively at the hospital that I work at. As the nurse, your job is to help assist the telehealth visit. When the doctor's doing their assessment and they need a physical hand or a physical body to do something that they would normally do, that's what the nurse is there for. Now, I do know that people are starting to work remotely as a nurse. Telehealth and working from home in nursing is starting to become a thing. Those are the 10 nursing specialties that an LPN can be a part of. Some states may allow you to do some of this stuff, and some states may not allow you to do some of this stuff. Now we're finna get into the shebang, which is the pay. What that money looking like. We're gonna start off with home health, hospice, and corrections. Their pay is all about the same. This is pay before taxes. Every state's taxes are different. What your state takes out of your check for taxes is different. And this is just a broad example of what you could possibly make within these specialties. Okay. A home health nurse, a hospice nurse, or a corrections nurse makes between $50,000 to $60,000 a year. The lowest paying hourly that a nurse can make for those 3 specialties is about $24.04 hourly. That's like if you're brand new nurse, fresh out of like nursing school. The highest you can make is $28.85, and that's if you have experience. The average pay, like about what everybody makes, kind of sort of, is about $26.45 hourly. You get paid about every 2 weeks. Lowest paying, making $24.04 an hour, you will bring in about $1,923.08 every 2 weeks. This is before taxes. If you're making the $28.85 hourly, you will bring home about $2,307.69 bi-weekly. If you're making that average pay, what most people make, you will be bringing in about $2,115.08 every 2 weeks. This is not including overtime. This is not including holiday pay, bonuses, none of that. That's not including any of that. This is all before taxes. And this is all from my research, ChatGPT. So don't fight me. Don't fight me on this. I don't know. So pain management nurses, dialysis nurses, and telehealth nurses, they make between $55,000 and $65,000 a year. The lowest you can make is $26.44 an hour. The highest you can make is $31.25 an hour. And the average pay is about $28.85 an hour. Bi-weekly, the lowest pay is about $2,115.38. The highest pay bi-weekly is about $2,500. Your average, like I said, what most people are making, bi-weekly pay is about $2,307.69. Now we're going to go to private duty nursing. From the research that I've done, it says the salary is between $50,000 and $65,000. So the lowest pay that you could get hourly is $24.04. The highest pay you can get hourly is $31.25. And then the average pay is about $27.64. The lowest pay bi-weekly you could get is $1,923.08. The highest pay bi-weekly is about $2,500. And then the average pay bi-weekly is about $2,211.54. I feel like with private duty nursing, you are your own boss. You're like an independent contractor. So you probably could come up with your own pay. You probably could get paid a little more than that. I don't know, but this is what it says. What I see is the big bucks is really in wound care. That's where it look like the shmoney is. So it's saying lowest hourly a person can make doing wound care nursing is $28.85 an hour. The highest hourly pay is $33.65. Average hourly is about $31.25. So when we break that down, your lowest bi-weekly is about $2,307.69. Your highest bi-weekly pay is about $2,692.31. Your average bi-weekly pay, what most people are getting, is about $2,500. The last pay that we have is for pediatric nursing. They make between $45,000 to $60,000 a year. The lowest hourly pay that they can make is about $21.63. The highest hourly pay that they can make is about $28.85. The average hourly pay is about $25.24. So when we break that down, lowest pay bi-weekly is $1,730.77. Highest bi-weekly pay is $2,307.69. And your average bi-weekly pay is $2,019.23. Some tips that I have for you guys to like kind of increase your pay. One, the more education that you have behind you, obviously you'd get more pay. So if you have like a phlebotomy certification on top of your LPN license, or if you're IV certified, all that stuff can help you make more money initially. If you are a weekend type of person, you prefer to work every weekend, ask about Baylor pay, or if there are incentives for working on the weekends. They have it. I've worked at plenty of places where they're like, hey, if you can work every Saturday, Sunday, we'll give you an extra 12 hours to your paycheck to make it seem like you're working full time, even though you're only working part time, and that's because nobody wants to work on the weekends. Or they can be like, hey, you know, the pay is $30 an hour, but if you agree to work every weekend, we'll give you an extra $5, what makes your pay $35 an hour. Always upsell yourself too. Not everybody gets paid the same amount of money. For example, I can go in and be like, hey, I have 6 years of nursing experience. I'm IV certified. What are you going to be able to pay me? And they can say, hey, we can offer you this. And depending on if you're desperate or if you're just looking for a job, you can be like, okay, hey, I'll take that. Or you can be like, no, I don't think I want to take that. You know, there's another place down the street. They're hiring for this amount of money. I'm just going to go check them out. If that facility is desperate, baby, they're going to find a way to pay you what you want. Because they can't afford to not have staff in the building. They have to have staff in the building. And then there's also a lot of shift differentials as well. You might get paid a little more working night shift versus working day shift. Y'all, that's all I have for y'all today. I just gave y'all 10 nursing specialties that an LPN could possibly be in. I just gave y'all how much they could make. So if y'all are looking to find your specialty, if you're looking to switch specialties, if you're looking or thinking about becoming a nurse and you kind of want to know how much they make and how much them checks be, now you know. If you guys are a nurse already, I want you guys to type down in the comments what specialty you guys work in now. If you guys are in nursing school, I want you guys to comment down below what specialty you guys are interested in. And if you guys have already had your clinicals, what specialty has been your favorite clinical? I want to know. If you guys are new grads, what specialty are you guys going into as a new grad? Like, tell me the tea, spill the tea, I want to know. So comment down below what specialty y'all are working in, or what specialty y'all want to work towards going in, and let's just chat about it. I want to know. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Oh, wait. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Okay, we go. Can't wait to turn up in the foreign. Private jets, money rain, money storming. Life's a prison, I'm the inmate, she the warden. I'm the winner of the game, I get awarded. Just for her, you know I'm trying to get paid. Whatever the cost, you know I'll buy you anything.